people like to blame the Mondays, but sometimes like Mondays just get so insane. You just have to adjust and keep going in business.
Yeah, you really do, because things are going to come against you every single day.
We're Sahara and Michaela, co-founders of Refine Marketing.
From corporate 9-to-5s to building and scaling multiple million-dollar companies in less than 5 years, we're not afraid to get into the nitty-gritty.
Giving you a raw and real look at what it takes to build and sustain a business.
This is Rise and Refine.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Rise and Refine podcast.
Happy Monday, y'all. It's going to be a fun little episode today. So as y'all can probably see if you're watching on YouTube, we are in our own studios, which is exciting because we're wanting to do more of this to where we can provide more content more often. But this week, we've gotten a lot of questions on like what our day-to-day actually
and it's
looks
probably
like.
Completely
especially
different,
because
which is why I'm
Sahara,
excited, right? Because like I feel like mine's so different than yours.
Yeah. Yes, especially, I mean, Sahara owns 3 other companies outside of Refine, and so she has a jam-packed schedule like 24/7, whereas mine is a little bit more, I don't want to say lackadaisical, but there's definitely more wiggle room for when things go wrong. I can move things around.
100%. So we're going to like talk you guys through how our our last week's Monday, because you're watching this on this Monday, so not how today is going to go, but how last Monday went. And it was a very crazy, busy week for us both. So I feel like it's a fun, exciting kind of like example of day in the life of a business owner. And it's really cool because you guys can see like Michaela's day in the life as a business owner who also works from home and who is more of the creative business owner versus me who I've got, if you add all the companies up together, over 50 people and 3 completely different businesses. So it'll be a fun little mix.
It should be a good time. Yeah. So
let's start with the morning. So first for me, I think on this past Monday, I don't really track when I wake up, but usually on Mondays, I have to get to the office by 9 a.m. because I do a weekly, every single Monday, I do new agent training at 9 a.m. at the office. So my morning routine for Mondays, I woke up at 6, and then I always snuggle with Maeve for like 30 minutes. That's realistic. Like me and Maeve just sit there and we snuggle and we just talk. And I'm like, are you excited for today? Blah, blah, blah. Mom stuff. Like you've got to have it in the morning.
That's funny. You snuggle with your daughter. I cuddle with my dogs.
It's the same thing, right?
Casey leaves for work around 7 and I get up, I make him like I make a little coffee for him and I make his little breakfast sandwich and send him on his way. It's kind of like sending your kid off to school with a pat on the butt. But it's like my way of serving him first thing in the morning. And so that's what I do for him. But then I literally get back in bed with my journal and my Bible and I snuggle my dogs.
Lovely. Yeah, I will literally wake up and I still have the habit of immediately checking my phone. But anyways, trying not to do that, right? So I wake up, I snuggle with Maeve, and then I get up and her nanny gets here at 7 a.m. I immediately run to the kitchen to make coffee, like before I even get ready. I know I should drink water and journal and all those things, but no, your girl needs coffee Monday morning. So I immediately go in the kitchen and make my coffee. And when I make my coffee, I just love, actually, this sounds weird, but I really love sitting at my computer and reading emails while I drink my coffee, which is probably not good. I should probably like journal or read or something, but I don't know. There's something about getting to work and going ahead and getting my morning emails out of the way so I don't have to stress about it, because Mondays for me, as you guys will see, are jam-packed with so many meetings that I don't have time to get through emails. So I really try to give myself 30 minutes during that coffee time to get through my emails. And then I get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, because at the end of the day too, like you want to make sure that the admin work, quote unquote, that you're in charge of gets done. Because what's sitting in your inbox are more than likely pretty important things. Like there's certain people that you've hired to do tasks below you. So if they're coming to you and emailing you with items, then they're probably a top priority in order to get seen or get done, or there might be an action item that you need to take off of their plate, things like that. So I totally get that.
It helps me out on Monday because I just know Mondays are always so crazy. And Mondays, for some reason, always have unexpected things that happen that if I don't get to my emails in the morning, it definitely won't happen till like Monday night. So I really, really try to do it in the morning. And then after that, I get ready and I always listen to a Monday morning podcast just to get my week going. I do always do that. And then I head off to the office and I immediately have a 9 a.m. meeting for an hour, a 10 a.m. meeting for an hour, and then it's 11. So that's my morning.
Holy cow. So yeah, you've got lots of meetings in the morning on Mondays. I feel like I am rather the opposite. I try to not schedule meetings on Mondays.
That sounds lovely.
And I do that very intentionally because I know Monday mornings I am like recouping from the weekend. And I'm not like a partier going
Yeah, what are
crazy
you
on the
doing?
weekends, but I feel like I just like to have a slower Monday morning. And so I have my little routine with the dogs, get Casey off to work, gratitude journal, read my Bible. Like y'all know I already do all those things. Y'all see it. We don't have to go into that. But then during that time, I'm typically like drinking my little green juice. I've gotten in the habit of having that first thing, and I've noticed a drastic difference besides like putting coffee in my body first thing in the morning versus the green juice. It's completely changed like my energy levels first thing. I don't know. I know coffee does that for some people. It does it for Casey, but for me, it almost like hurt my stomach first thing. So I've switched to green juice, love it. And then I get myself ready for the day, typically 30 minutes. It depends on how many meetings I actually do end up having on a Monday. But primarily Mondays are slower. So I like to do the 2 out of 3 when it comes to getting yourself ready. So either hair, makeup, or clothes. So always doing 2 out of 3. And I found that really helps my productivity. So like this past Monday, I just had a fresh hair wash day on Sunday night and did like my hair mask and all those things. And so Monday it was natural hair day, did a little bit of makeup, and I actually got dressed in like jeans and a nice shirt kind of thing. So that was my getting ready little snippet, lasted till about 8:30. And then from there, I immediately jumped into my email. So that's when I'll actually eat my breakfast. Been trying to really get back into the swing of actually eating a breakfast first thing in the morning and not just, I don't know. I feel like I always skipped breakfast and went straight into coffee or went straight into just working and forgot to eat. And it was hurting my body. Okay. I'm not going to get into it, but I was having issues with just like mental fog, brain fog, whatever you want to call it, sluggishness around the afternoon, and basically needed to eat food in the morning. And so I'll have my breakfast. I'll be checking my emails. It typically lasts for 30 minutes to an hour because once a client gets through like a discovery call phase, they sign their contract, invoice, all of that, then I'm their main point of contact when it comes to all of the design work. And so this past Monday specifically, we had some emails from clients from over the weekend. We were working on getting a site launched over the weekend. And so we had a couple questions on that from our client, just in regards to what that looked like, how things were playing out on the back end with DNS settings, like things like that. And then I checked our Slack channel because we use Slack to communicate and text virtually kind of thing with our clients without giving them our number. So that's what we found is the best. So that's till about 9:30, give or take. Sahara got so busy with different calls and things, and she has a couple fun things in the works in her other company. And so basically got tied up with that. I ended up having to take 2 discovery calls for Refined, which I don't normally do, which was kind of fun, honestly, for me, because I don't get to meet with prospective clients face to face first thing. Sahara typically vets them, sees if we're a good fit for one another. And then if so, we'll send them a proposal. And I draft all that up and then get that out to them. But this time I actually got to meet with 2 of them. And they were 2 of the sweetest women I've ever had the opportunity to chat with on the front end of Refined and how we go about with our services. So it was a
maybe
good
it was
morning.
a good little boost. I do like those discovery calls because it's just so fun getting to chat with so many different like women in business and learn about them, because you get to meet them and eventually do it. But it is fun to get to see like
Right.
what their desires with like branding and marketing and web design are. So yeah, it's fun. But I'm glad you got to do that. Maybe it was like a blessing in disguise, give you a little boost.
I think it was, honestly, because one of them lives like 30 minutes from me here in Atlanta. And so it was a neat opportunity to be like, oh my gosh, we've worked with clients pretty much all around the United States, but we haven't really worked with a lot of people in Georgia, ironically.
No, we
and that's
haven't.
where obviously I'm based. And so this was a unique opportunity to just chat with her, look at our demographic and like her target audience in this area. And yeah, learn more about her business, learn her why, and what fuels her and what drives her. And she's incredible. Like, she is such a go-getter. It was so inspiring to just hear her
love it.
story. So I don't know. I feel like it refreshed me for the week.
Okay, so after your 2 discovery calls, now it's 11, right?
Yes. Well, no, because my one discovery call was at 11. And then we had a whole snafu with our calendar scheduling. And so that was a whole extravaganza in and of itself.
Things always
this past
happen
Monday.
on Mondays. That's like, people like to blame the
Yes.
Mondays, but sometimes like Mondays just get so insane and technology is not your friend. And anyway, so days don't always go exactly as planned and they're not 100% perfect. So
Can I explain why it didn't go as planned though with that?
if you feel like it's relevant.
I feel like it could be, because we literally got hacked. I feel like that's important to say. Like, Refine's Instagram got hacked now 2 Fridays ago when you're hearing this, or 2 Thursdays ago when you're hearing this. And so, unbeknownst to us, when we reset passwords and did all of the security protocols and things like that, it automatically unconnected our calendar scheduling app from our calendar. And so nothing was synced. We never got a notification about it, which is a total bummer. So we ended up having discovery calls booked on a Monday that was technically full of blocked work, like a busy schedule. But it looked like it was totally open. So we had so many meetings scheduled, but that's besides the point. But that's why it broke. And that was the whole issue there.
That's okay. Things happen. And luckily the one of the discovery calls, she was so kind and understanding and waiting for us. So our morning meeting basically got delayed till 11, but that's okay. We worked it out. And me and Michaela, we always meet. So my Mondays like are always designed to meet with any leader of any of my businesses or any of my employees, so that the rest of the week I can focus on other types of meetings. So me and Michaela always meet on Monday morning. So we just were able to delay our meeting a little bit and go ahead and meet with her and still make it work. But you just have to adjust and keep going in business.
Yeah, you really do, because things are going to come against you every single day, and they might be as minute as you getting off track with your calendar, like how you time block, or it might be as big as your entire calendar scheduler breaking and you having to kind of reroute your whole day.
All right, let's get into our afternoon. So we'll go from like 11 to, I guess, the end of the workday, 5. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fine. And for me, it's because Sahara is actually on Central Time. So that's 12 to 6 for me. So that's another challenge that we have to navigate, is we are not in the same time zone. I'm on Eastern Time. She's on Central. And so when she says 11 for our weekly standing one-on-one
that's
meeting
12
for
for you.
Refined, it's actually 12 my time.
So Michaela's
So, I don't know,
always
I feel
an
like
hour
I have
ahead
to
of
do
me.
that like brain switch.
I said you're always
What was
an hour
that?
ahead of me, and it's frustrating because I feel like I'm always an hour behind. I'm like, girl, slow down. You're an hour ahead. Me and Michaela always have our first or our weekly Monday meeting. So we did that. And then between 12 to 1, I had a break in my day. No, not for lunch. Like, I just don't schedule lunch anymore. I literally just eat as I work, especially on Mondays. So from 12 to 1, I had calls to catch up on, more emails to catch up on. And then I also worked on typically I have between 20 to 25 projects every quarter that I'm working on. So I spent the rest of that hour going through my project to-do list, which I save in Notion, and kind of working on projects that have upcoming due dates I set for myself to make sure I keep those going. Or reviewing projects that my employees have, prepping for the rest of my afternoon meetings. So I try to get all of that done within an hour. And Monday I actually did not eat, which is bad. Michaela's like, well, first I ate breakfast so that I wouldn't feel foggy. And then she'll probably say, and then I ate my lunch. And I'm over here like, coffee, forgot to hydrate, and did not eat until that night. No wonder I had a headache. But like literally Monday was insane for me.
I would disintegrate.
Yeah, Monday was insane for me. So, and it's not healthy, and I know that, but I also don't want to sit here and be like, I woke up and drank my water and ate my scrambled eggs. Like, that's not reality for me right now. So,
yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I definitely don't eat scrambled eggs in the morning. It's more so of like slapping some like a granola yogurt bowl together or something with some blueberries.
That sounds delicious.
And a drizzle of honey. That's where we're at.
I don't know why.
But
I
it's
have
something.
never, ever. I have always been told my whole life, you have to eat breakfast. It'll like change your life. I have tried so many times and I can never be a breakfast person. Like I cannot. It almost makes me sick to eat breakfast in the morning.
Well, when I say eat breakfast, I'm like, I'm waking up at 6:45, but I'm not eating until probably 9.
So a little later. You're not.
Like I can't eat right when I get up either.
Okay, well maybe that's it. By the time I could eat breakfast, I'm already in a meeting.
Okay, so we have our
yes
meeting. Mine's at 12 to 1. And in that, we typically go over our client list, any to-dos that we have for the week, pressing deadlines, things like that. We could go and actually do a whole episode on how we structure that meeting and what that's supposed to look like, at least what's worked for us over the last year and a half of having Refined. So that's that meeting. And then Sahara gets into all the weeds of admin work and things like that. I pretty much go to what are my big to-dos for the day. So because my meeting or my Monday was so meeting heavy in the morning and I typically don't have that, I had to push some things off. So this past Monday, it was actually scheduling our content, creating our content for Refine, and then scheduling that content out and actually posting it. And that lasted for 30 to 45 minutes because I had already like pre-edited the reel that we were going to do. And I had somewhat of a caption already fleshed out.
So we did have another discovery call at 12. So me and Michaela basically rescheduled our weekly Monday meeting that we always do. And like she was just talking about with what we do during our weekly meeting, because she saved me because my day got behind and did a discovery call that I then jumped at the end on. And by the time we were done with that, we didn't have time to actually meet. And then we had another discovery call. We basically had 3 discovery calls back to back to back. And then that discovery call that we had was 2 discovery calls within one because this girl was representing herself and another client. So that one lasted a whole hour. So me and Michaela had to reschedule our whole meeting till the end of the day. And we had 3 back-to-back discovery calls. I forgot how insane Monday was till now.
Yeah, it was a lot all at once. Very draining, I will say, because I'm not usually that forward facing when it comes to prospective clients. But it was a very cool. It was a cool day.
It was cool to get to meet with that many people and have that many discovery calls to start off our week. That's exciting always.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Okay, so by the time we got our chaotic morning out of the way and we ended it at 1, but then I had my afternoon meetings and I had meetings from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, back to back to back, all day long. I first met with my operations manager and TC for Embry Group. Then I met with my other sister company, Venture Haven, and I met with the property managers for that. And then I had my marketing meeting for Embry Group as well, where I meet with the marketing team and we did the same thing. And then me and Michaela met all the way at 4 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock her time. But I think I also had a call I was on. So then I delayed our meeting even more.
I don't remember when we actually met, but it was not at 5.
I think like
I think it was at 6.
I think it was closer to 6 because then I had another work emergency come up. Monday was insane. And I had to take the call no matter what, because if I didn't, I couldn't get them later on without saying too much. Anyways, so then I pushed Michaela again. Michaela just got pushed around by me on Monday. That's what it came down to.
Yeah, pretty much. I am a victim here.
And it's never like that.
It was a bit of a crazy Monday. This is not we probably should have chose a different Monday to outline with y'all, because this is not a standard Monday, but I typically don't have this many meetings. It's more of like a work design heavy day, but that's okay. So after our meeting, after that we didn't have our meeting. After that, those 2 discovery calls, those ended for me at 2 p.m. And then I ended up getting right into scheduling out our content for that day. So I had already prepped like our caption and the topic, and I did some editing for that reel. So it was pretty much ready to go. I just needed to piece it all together in Instagram and then get it posted. And so that's what I did. It took around 30 to 45 minutes, I believe. And so now we're sitting around 2:45, 3. That's when I started to work on all 3 of the project proposals that we needed to send out, since they were custom. We needed to really look at packages, how we were going to piece everything together for those 3 prospective clients, and then get those out before end of day. So got all those done. And then it came to building out one of our current clients' creative direction, or starting that, because I finished that up actually on Tuesday morning. And so what that looks like is diving into their brand strategy, their ideal clients, their competitor analysis, and then starting to actually flesh out like a positioning statement, and looking at and building out 2 separate mood boards for which creative direction, visual direction they want to go in. So that looks at style of imagery, fonts, color palette, all that fun stuff. And so I started building that out. And then that's when Sahara was like, hey, I have this super important call. I can't meet with you until a little bit later. And so around 5, I want to say it was like 5:15 my time, I ended up taking the dogs for a walk just around our neighborhood, and then came back, and then it was time to meet with Sahara, and then it was like 6:00 or something like that.
It was a crazy day. It was like, I was just looking over the Monday as you were talking, I was like realizing how insane it was. And even though it's not like our perfectly scheduled Monday, that usually we're both really good on Mondays, and we have the same consistent Monday, and they can almost be a little boring because both of us have the same, like I've always had the same Monday with who I meet with what's going on. I've always started my week off, but this past Monday, I think it's a good example of like, sometimes things don't go as planned and you have to kind of rearrange and adjust and keep going. So we made it work and we got things done still, but it was chaos. And I appreciate Michaela letting me be like, reschedule. There was, just so y'all know, I never do that. Well, I do it sometimes, but I don't always do it. But 2, she knew why and she understood. It wasn't like I was not disrespecting her time or that I could have done it myself. Like I had something that I can't really talk about here going on that just delayed me that she knew about. So she understood it was a good reason.
Yeah, it definitely was a good reason. But this is a perfect example of how easy a day can get derailed by just little things that could go wrong in your business, and having the mindset of not focusing on all the stuff that is going wrong and just being like, all right, you know what? This day has just turned to shit. We are going to do everything in our power to right it and get what we can done. And tomorrow is a new day. And that's pretty much how that Monday ended and how Tuesday began, because Tuesday for me was super productive.
Yes, Tuesday was a lot better. I think this whole week has been insane. And like what I was telling Michaela this morning, I was like, I don't have any makeup on this morning because I just can't. I like barely could put my contacts in. I just count it on my calendar and I had 39 meetings this week.
Holy cow. Yeah.
I am extremely exhausted. Like everything is blowing up right now in a good way, like blowing up, like everything's like, it's like all this momentum for each company is hitting at the same time. and it's great stuff. I'm just exhausted. And so my Monday evening was just as exhausting as the rest of the day. So basically like, I've got bags under my eyes for this week. All right. Jumping into our
definitely.
evening now, right? Okay.
Sure.
We'll sum it up. So I got home, I think at 5:30. So Mondays are actually my work late days too, because my husband streams on Friday night and like Saturday night. So he streams twice a week where I'm with Maeve like that whole night. So me and Maeve like have our own little nights together. I need a day a week where I have a late night I can work. And so that's actually Monday for me. I got home 5:30 and I spent some time with Maeve just to say hi, get her dinner, and spend a little bit of time with her. And then I actually just got dressed in sweatpants finally. And then I sat on the couch, ate my dinner, and literally just sat there and from my laptop and knocked out more projects, more work. And I think I worked till like 9 p.m. And then I got to bed. And then I did Maeve's bedtime routine and got her to bed. Because yes, she slept very late that day for a nap. So she had to go to bed late. She would not go to bed earlier than that.
I feel like you might hate me. After we got off our call, my brain was so just donezo that I went upstairs, started making dinner. Casey got home. We had dinner. And I'm pretty sure I like showered, took a sleepy gummy, like my melatonin gummies, and got in bed and was asleep by 9.
I'm so jealous.
It was actually
right now.
a very nice evening because I feel like the rest of the week did not go that way. I was up later working every single night this week, just on a variety of projects, things that we're rolling out very soon for Refined. So yeah, Monday was more of a chill night, and that's not typical.
No, that should be typical. We need chill nights. Like I love that. I wish on my Mondays, because I have such a crazy hectic day, that I chose not to do this. But it's like, because I have to, you have you and Casey, and I have to adjust to Maeve's schedule and Trevor's schedule too. It's just, I don't necessarily always get to choose what days I have those chill nights, but I try to have a chill night. Friday for me is my chill night because that's when Trevor is streaming, and I make sure I never work late on Friday. Like I actually typically end my Fridays early. So like I love that you did that, because I wish that if I could choose any night to be a chill night, it would be Monday after a crazy hectic day, so that I could have a chill start to my week at night too. And that's just not where I'm at in life right now, and that's okay.
Well, I think that's pretty much sums up our Monday, or our non-stereotypical Monday, and show you guys a little bit of the chaos behind the scenes of Refined, and then Sahara's just craziness of life right now. She's in a crazy season of life, but that's all good. So I don't know if you have anything else that you wanted to say, Sahara, before we hop off.
Just that, no. I'm still waking up. This is going to be the episode recording day where I blank out more because I'm just that tired. But no, I think that if you guys have questions about like, are any of the days and getting stuff done, or tips on how to get stuff done, I always love watching day in the life of other people, because I just like seeing, I've actually learned a lot of like, okay, how people structure their day to help me. So I think it's interesting. So I hope you guys love learning about like the difference between mine and Michaela's day. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. So hopefully this coming Monday, when y'all listen to this episode, it's not nearly as crazy and a little bit more streamlined. So fingers crossed for that. But we hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please follow us at Rise and Refine Podcast, or at Refine Marketing _ on all socials. And if you liked listening, then subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts. But other than that, have a great week and happy Monday.
Happy Monday.